which is going to be the no-go zone. That means that they would be degrading each of the rewards. So you see green, 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 green. This one right here is going to be performing fantastically. Hey everybody, welcome back to Jamia's Promo, and today we will be covering two topics when it comes down to helium mining. First, I am going to show you how well my two hotspots have been performing. There is no other hotspot around me, so if you're curious that there's no one around you, how would they do if you've purchased two, and also how long would it take for them to pay each other off? You can see that it's a quite dramatic increase going from this month to this month, where there was two for the full 30 days. Then right after this, when we talk a little bit about how those two have performed, I'm going to give you this little tool here. So in this way, you can make sure that you have the perfect placement of your hotspots. So for example, this hotspot here, which is a blue dot, another blue dot. In my past videos, I always mention make sure that they are at least 300 meters away from each other. So this right here, this red area is showing you anything within 300 meters, basically means you're not really going to get anything with it. All of those hotspots are going to get degraded. You're not going to get the full payout. In this green area, it is the full sweet spot. This is where you get the most benefit from each little hotspot in the area. Even though there are other little hotspots around this spot, they are all still going to talk to each other. It's just not really in, the best perfect placement. So let's say that we take a look at this one sitting right here. Again, there is no hotspot that is in the red area, so that is a good spot, but there is nothing in the sweet zone, this little sweet spot. But they all they're still going to talk to each other. It's just not going to be the best reward process if there happened to be one within this little green area. So we're going to cover that. We're going to talk a little bit about the degrading. So if there is a big cluster inside this red zone, you're not going to get the full payout if you're talking to those hotspots. So you might get something that's like 0.8 or 0.5 when you should have that full 1 payout, making sure you get paid out the full amount. So let's head back inside of the Helium application, because I just want to break it down just a little bit more of exactly how we are doing with two hotspots. So what you're seeing here inside of these mining rewards, when you see the 1.7, 8.4, 5.8, 2.2. This is where when you tap on usually one of these, it's going to show you how the two have interacted. So one of them will be pushing off the witness. The other one will be doing the proof of coverage. So right here, this is saying, hey, I'm doing my proof of coverage. Can anybody see me? This one has witnessed it, making sure that, it is up and good to go. So anytime that you witness, that's where you get the most rewards. Now, this one was actually quite unusual. It's a unusual payment when it comes down to the witnessing. The witnessing here for actually both of them was 3.45, and sometimes you run into that and it's actually really cool. But again, this one mining reward that I got, if I was to tap right up over here, that one mining reward for that moment was $132 in today's market, which is right around $17. We all know that soon here in the next week or two, it's probably going to reach up to $25, and this number is going to go up quite substantially. Now you might be looking on the very top, what is this little blue line? The blue line is me transferring it from my Hotspot app. So all of these heliums that I have been mining, I move them over to Binance.us. So I moved over 40 of them just so I can buy another Bobcat hotspot, which I'll be getting that Bobcat hotspot, not this particular one, but I'll be getting a Bobcat hotspot next week, early next week, so I can show you how 3 of them can perform, with 2 of them near each other, 1 in a busier location with about 7 others in the area. So this is what it looks like when I only had 1. So originally when I started off, you can see that you can easily get somewhere right around 2 helium a week. Now, when you saw this one at 14, if you guys watched my last video, this is when I was part of a consensus group. When you get part of a consensus group, you get quite a bit more heliums. But really, when you're by yourself, nobody around you, for one full entire week, you'll be getting right around maybe 2 heliums. Then this is where that second one started coming in for like maybe 1 day. Then we bumped up to 49 with 2 of them working. 49 again for 2 of them working. Again, these are in weekly numbers. And then we got 69, and then we got 74. Now, taking a look at the month, you can see here that we got 15, we got 7, and then right over here, we got 251. So this is what it looks like when you have 1 by itself. This is what it looks like when you have 2 of them working together. Or if you have maybe 3 or 4 hotspots around you, then this is how your one individual would be able to perform if there was a few other hotspots within your area. So what we're going to do here now is you've seen how we've performed. I've shown you what we've made with the last 30 days. So the full total amount from everything that I have mined, because I have transferred some of these over into my Binance.us account, it equaled up to 272 heliums for this whole entire time, which earned us $4,600. But for just this 1 month from March 10th to April 8th, we've acquired 250 helium. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head right back inside of this application. It's actually a website, but it is a website that I saved to my desktop on basically my home screen on my phone. So actually in a upcoming video, I'm going to show you that you need the Helium application. I'm going to show you the Helium Explorer application so you can see all the hotspots around you. Helium status, you can make sure that everything is running, no API issues. And then Helium Place, which is what we're using right now. Helium Place is the application that you see here. So this way you can make sure everything is in perfect placement. So when it comes down to setting up another hotspot, if you're in an area and there's quite a few clustered around, this is one of those websites you should definitely take a look at. I'll place these links below the video inside the description, so this way you can take a look. So these two right here are literally basically perfect. It's right outside the no-go zone. You're not going to have any issues. And when I talk about issues, what I'm really trying to show off, and let's say that we just want to take a look at another one over here. So we're going to cross out. So this one has one that's in it's basically, sweet spot sitting right there. So these two are going to probably make the most rewards based off of each other. And then let's see, we take a look at this one sitting right over here. We'll see if this is sitting in that green zone. So this one's not in the green zone. So these two are going to perform really great together. Then these two right here are going to perform together really, really good. Even though all of these are still pretty close together, they're all going to be making bank. My guess is that each one of these that you see here, here we go. This is going to be a spot where they're getting really close together. But all these up here should be getting somewhere around 300 or 400 helium a month. So, by themselves. So this one right here is sitting really, really, really good. Take a look at this one here. You can see that this one is sitting right there. There's nothing in the middle, which is going to be the no-go zone. That means that they would be degrading each of the rewards. So you see green, 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 green. This one right here is going to be performing fantastically. If you guys want to take a look at it, the name of this one is Sunny Sangria Hedgehog. And so this one should be probably pulling in easily 400, maybe 500 helium a month right now before the halving in August 1st. So I bet you anything easily 400 a month with just this one alone. It's doing a really, really, really good job sitting right there. So let me show you what happens if you were to have some of them that are just too close for comfort. Now, the purpose of helium is to incentivize everybody to spread out the network. If you have 5 of them in one little baby tiny location, the payout for all of those are going to be basically almost nothing, just because it's supposed to incentivize the helium network to spread out, so this way it would be able to go pretty far. Now, let's say that you scroll on down and you take a look at some of these hexes. What you're going to notice is all of the green ones are the full payout of 1. Now, when you see these two right here that are sitting way too close, this little Hexagon area, that is basically in that red zone. So this would have been red, and you see 2 of them are so close together that they went down to this orange. So they're going to be paid out, quite a bit less. They're basically almost cut in half down to 0.5. So take a look at this one here. Again, all of these ones inside of this area is all going to be cut down in half just because they're so close together. And here is this green one sitting in its hexagonal area all by itself. It's green. This one is in its hexagonal area, all green. Green. You can see 2 of them sitting here in the same hexagon. They're going to be taken down a little bit. And then when you take a look at these ones here, those ones are so close together, they're not really going to get paid out too much. Again, so you guys kind of get the idea here. If you're to put them so close together, the point is to spread them out. So you want to make sure that you're sitting by yourself in a hexagonal area, again, which is going to be that red zone that you've seen in the past screen. And that's really what we're kind of talking about. You can see here, that's in its own spot. It's green, 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 green. They're all in their own little baby beehives, little hexagons. This one is 2 of them, so their payout is going to be a little bit less. So if this one is going to talk to that one, this one's going to to talk to that one. They're not going to get as much. These two will definitely not get as much, again, when it comes down to it. We're talking about the sparse density right here. Here's the variable density of what's kind of happening there. Dense cluster scaling, so they're going to scale back when it comes down to the payouts. And then here is San Francisco with their scaling. So you can see some of these over here are going to be doing fairly well. So you do not want to place these, you know, around all the rest of them if they're getting clustered up. And again, that is just part of the incentive. It's just one of those things that, you know, I mean, if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. And some people, you know, they sometimes ask, like, how are we even getting rewarded? Why are we getting rewarded? So just think of it like this. Think of it like with me going to my buddy's house next week to connect one of these. I let him know that, hey, I want to put this in there. I explained what Helium is, and it's a way that I would pay for his internet. I told him, whatever your internet is, I'm going to pay you whatever the cost of your internet is, maybe even more, maybe an additional $50, whatever. But with me basically having a host of my hotspot. So he is my host and I am paying him for his internet to have something sit there. That is what Helium is doing for us. We are pushing up their network. And so they are basically stating, hey, we will host this little hotspot in your house and we would pay you rewards in Helium. Other than them going and setting up a huge radio, you know, tower that's going to cost thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. They're basically just paying us in Helium, rewarding us for basically hosting this hotspot, pushing up their coverage in our house. And that's kind of where this kind of comes from, if that's the best way to really kind of explain it. So we really went over quite a few things. You can see here, one hotspot versus two hotspots. Now imagine if there was that hexagonal area where there was 4 in that sweet spot, this number would be quite high, much higher than 74 for the week. But yeah, this is everything I wanted to show off today. 2 of them performing all by themselves. No other hotspots are within my area. I own both of them, so this is the rewards for both of them. Again, make sure that they are at least minimum 300 meters apart, and I would say a good distance away would be, you know, 3 meters minimum up to maybe 2 to 3 miles, and that's going to be an easy conservative number just based on the line of sight and the surroundings around you. Theoretically, the radio frequency would be able to go the distance of the horizon of the horizon of the globe. There is a natural curve. The Earth is round, so with the natural curve going, it's about 10 miles. So theoretically, you'd be able to have any of these hotspots at a tippy top, you know, highest point that you can see. They can go up to 10 miles. But again, there's always clearance. There's always things in the way that could be bringing it down to easily 2 or 3 miles. But I hope you guys have appreciated this video. Hopefully it has helped out. So this way you can see how much 1 makes versus 2 makes, show you the result of 2 of them after the full 30 days, and also to the placements. And I will be placing this link below the video inside the description. I'm also going to be placing all of the hotspots that you can purchase between Nebra, Bobcat, and Rack. I would highly suggest purchasing it from Nebra and Bobcat because they will be able to ship quicker than the CalChip Rack version 2, just because so many people purchased that one that it's going to take a little bit longer than normal. So I would go with Nebra as well as Bobcat. But hope you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give it a big thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed already. If you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.